afternoon, everyone. We are going to take a walk down memory lane. I'd like you all to flash back to those school-age years, maybe middle school, maybe high school. Think about what it was like walking through the front door, walking through the hallways, the fluorescent lighting, maybe dim in some spots, squeaky sneakers on the wax tile floor, the aroma wafting from the cafeteria, the delicious aroma, and maybe the lockers slamming, the hustle bustle. And we won't relive the horrifying fads or hairstyles that we'd all like to forget. So were you the kid that was walking arm in arm with lots of friends through the hallways daily, or maybe the shyer type had a few close friends? How about the lunchroom? Big, rambunctious, boisterous table, or maybe, again, a few close friends that always saved you a seat. And we won't make you identify yourself, but maybe some of you were in detention, writing sentences on a chalkboard somewhere. So by a show of hands, how many of you changed school districts before you graduated high school? Okay. How many of you changed school districts across state lines? Okay. How many of you changed school districts more than 3 times before you graduated high school? All right. So I was the kid that changed school districts 5 times before I graduated high school across 4 states, New Mexico, Colorado, Illinois, Ohio. And every time we moved, I was so hopeful that someone would adopt me in, let me sit at their table, help me be a part of their group. And the weeks that went by before that happened were awful. They were stressful, very difficult to concentrate on schoolwork. I felt isolated and really unsafe to be different. Now, the hardest one of those moves was during those dreaded middle school years, where everybody is trying to fit in. And then I met Rachel. So Rachel was the friend that told her other friends to move over and let people in. She was the friend that made it safe to be new, to be different, to maybe have different ideas. And I didn't know it at the time as a 6th grader, but Rachel was about to impact the way that I viewed authentic leaders for the rest of my life. So let's flash forward to today. Today in the workplace. So the evidence is clear. Americans have mounting stress, worry, and anxiety. It increases year over year. And what's more concerning is that the evidence is showing that this stress, worry, and anger is associated with perceived negative experiences. And that these number of experiences are eclipsing positive experiences. Not good. I mean, we all know it, we've seen it. So what are these positive experiences that we all pine for most? Respect, learning and doing something new, smiling, laughing, feeling enjoyment, feeling safe and accepted as an individual. So what did Rachel do that dozens of other kids failed to do during all those tough transitions? She made room. She waved a stranger over. She invited me to be a part of something. When it was easier to look away or shoo someone away from a table that already had its members, she pushed others over and she invited the new kid in to be a part of the table. She squeezed in that new kid. And she made it safe to be different, fun to be new, and okay to share differences and ideas. And she had a fun lunch table. Those were good times. Okay, so what? Rachel was a nice kid. What does a middle school lunchroom have to do with all of this work we have ahead of us? So new research is telling us that psychologically safe workplaces are a competitive advantage. A competitive advantage. Why? Because they are not the norm. The research tells us that hierarchies and exclusionary groups are instinctive to humans. We do it and we don't even realize it. So, how do we harness a new competitive advantage? It's by being more like Rachel. So I ask you, who is sitting at your table? And I'll tell you that through this journey, the table that I work to create is one where we move over and wave others in and invite them to sit at the table. It's one where people feel safe to voice bold ideas, even if they're a little out there, and see what happens. It is a table where we run out of seats. So we slide over another table and we add more chairs. It's a place where people come to have positive experiences, to learn and do something new, to challenge each other, to work arm in arm on that tough stuff and stick it out. It is a place where we can invent the future together. So I invite you all to make that amazing lunchroom with me. Thank you so much.